Okay, hello. Welcome to the Star Tremors. Welcome to episode 4. My name is Loany.
My name's Ariana.
We are both sophomores. We are gym buddies, and we just finished the workout. So it is time for our low intensity cardio. Right, Ari?
Right?
Okay, so this week, wait. Why can't I get the speed up? Why can't I get the speed up? Okay, anyways, this episode 4, our topic will be about siblings. Okay, so I am the youngest sibling. I have one older brother of 6 years apart age.
6 years of your age?
6 years apart.
Oh. I have 2 little brothers, one of which I am 11 years apart. I'm 11 years older, and the other one I'm 14 years older.
So you can tell that Ari is a very old child with very young siblings. Okay, so question 1. What is your ideal amount of siblings and age gap, and why?
Ideal amount of age gap, but I don't know, I guess for me, my age gap with my first brother of 11 years, it seems like a lot, but it wasn't that bad because when he was born, I was at an age where I could get, I spent a lot of time with him, taking care of him. And as a result, we got really close. But any more than that, I feel like it's too far because my other brother, that I'm 14 years older, then we're not as close because my life is so much busier now, so I can't spend as much time with him.
What's your ideal amount of siblings and age gap?
I mean, 1 to 2 number of siblings, probably. I don't think any more than that because that's just a bit much. And then age gap, I don't know. I don't know, a couple years. I don't really
Wow.
Okay. So another experience of mine is that I have a cousin that's about a year younger than me, and we basically grew up together, and I consider her as my sister. So I would count her as my sister, and I think our age gap was really close and really good that we were close because we got to relate over a lot of things. So I think smaller age gaps are good, but sometimes bigger age gaps are good as well. So I don't really know what to.
If you were a mom, then how many kids would you want?
If I was a mom, probably 2 kids.
For me, my ideal amount of siblings is if I was a little child, I would want a lot of siblings. Not too much, but it's the right amount, 3 siblings or even 4. Because I really like a compacted family, even though it's a lot of chaos. You can always have the feeling of being growing up with family and stuff. And the age gap, if I were to have a lot of siblings, I would want really big age gaps and really small age gaps. Why? Because it's when you have example, if I was 15 years old and I had a brother that was 25 years old, and it's oh my, I can tell him everything as he's an adult, he can relate to my experiences. But if I have an older sibling or younger sibling that's 1 or 2 years age gap, then it's I can tell them about a lot of stuff because it's Gen Z, they would know about it that not my mom or my oldest brother would know. You feel me? I'm out of breath. Okay.
Can I continue with that thought?
Okay.
So I think with what Loany's saying, the age gaps are good, you can relate to people, but I think also a lot of what she said was older siblings. So I think it's good to relate to older siblings, but it's different when you have younger siblings because they can't relate to your problems.
Oh, yeah.
But for me with my younger brothers, I can give them a lot of advice. So based on my experiences, I can help to set them up for success in their life, I guess. but I don't have anyone necessarily that I can depend on. So, yeah.
Okay. Next question. Like, how do you think this age gap has affected your relationships with your siblings? Okay, I'll go. Since my age gap with my brother is like 6 years, which I would consider like not super duper large, but it's like still big. I feel like my time with him was pretty short, because when you have that big of an age gap, and especially when you have like a big brother who's like a bully, they tend to bully you a lot. But then when you get older, obviously you get close, right? But then that time is so short because you take a while to mature, but your brother is like, he has so less time until he goes to college. So I just feel like if we had like a closer age gap, we would have had more time to bond.
Mine's kind of like opposite from yours, because you said like you have less time until he goes to college, but for me, like I'm gonna be going to college in 2 years, and my brothers, when I graduate, they're gonna be what, like 6 and 4? 6 and 4. So like I feel like that's such a young age to be like, you have an older sister, and then you know her for some of your life, but then all of a sudden she graduates and goes to college. Like, that makes me really sad to think about. So I think like in the years that before I graduate, I can spend a lot of time with them, and so I can get a close relationship with them, especially with my my first brother, because we got really close when he was born. But I don't know. But after I graduate, I don't know. I don't really know how the relationship's gonna go, because my life is gonna be so much busier, and like, you know, at their age, it's like the time of their life that like they won't necessarily remember the years that they had with me. So I'll have memories with them, but they won't have the memories with me when they get older. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how our relationship is gonna be in the future, because I'm gonna have to rebuild it after I leave to college.
Do you think it'll be like tough to rebuild that relationship?
I think that depends on how much I can see them. I think that depends on how often I can see them. Because if I'm going to college like really far away and I only see them for like the holidays, then I'm gonna be more of like a cousin to them, like a distant cousin, and I don't know how that's gonna go, because they're not really gonna remember like these moments right now that I have with them. So I think it will be tough. Like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get the same relationship that I have with them now in the future, just because of the fact that they're so young and they're gonna forget everything. But yeah, memories were made, and like to some extent, like they've known me as their sister as a baby, so like maybe that'll be like, what's the word, like imprinted into their memories. So like when they see me, they'll know me as their sister, but I don't know how they'll see me necessarily.
That's sad. Yeah. That's super duper sad. Oh, do you ever wish like you had like a smaller age gap with your siblings?
Sometimes, yeah, I do wish that we had a smaller age gap, because like, especially when I have like when I have plans and I go out with my friends, or like I have stuff after school, or just like anything really that I'm leaving the house, they don't really understand that, because their schedule is just like go to school, come home, like be with family. And then when I'm like leaving to all these things, they don't really understand that, so they just think I'm like leaving, I guess, and I feel bad. So like, what was the question again? Oh yeah, smaller age gap. I feel like if we had a smaller age gap, they would understand like why I'm going out more, and it wouldn't be as sad, because I think about this a lot actually, like especially like right now when I go places, like they kind of get it. Like sometimes I go out and I come back, but then when I go to college, are they gonna understand that like I'm leaving and they won't see me as much. Like, I don't know. So like those are the reasons why I wish it was a smaller age gap sometimes, because they would understand more and it wouldn't be as hard to leave them. But it's also fun having our age gap. Those are just the downsides of it.
What would you think are the pros of having your big age gap?
Pros, well, pros is like, since I am older than them, I am more mature, and I can like pass on my advice to them and like help them. You know, I can be like someone they look up to and someone who takes care of them and kind of like set a model for them, right? But then that means I have to be like a role model for them. I mean, I guess this is kind of like a weird advantage, but I guess like experiencing having these younger siblings can prepare me for when I get children.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see how that would apply to future instances.
I mean, it is fun to have them and get to witness them at this age, because if we were closer in age, then we'd be experiencing stuff like around the same age, and so like I wouldn't really remember them as a kid, you know. But now, like, since I'm so much older than them, I am gonna remember what they're like as a kid, and I feel like that is like precious memories, you know, like times in their life before they like, I don't know, hit puberty, get moody, everything like that, you know.
So you're saying that you have to experience that?
No, I'm saying like it's nice that I get to experience that, because if we were like the same age, then like I would forget all these years, because like you don't really remember the times when you're like really young, right? So I'd only know them like as who they are when they're like teenagers, kind of.
Okay, so you're kind of like that, you know, that aunt that's like really old, and they come to you and they're like, oh, I used to carry you as a baby. You know those aunts and uncles? I think I wish I had a smaller age gap between my brother too, because it'd be nice, because like he's out in like college now, and he's like, oh my, he's partying, he's drinking alcohol. Obviously I'm not gonna do any of that. I can't relate to that. So there's just like, there's a lot of stuff that we can relate to, but there's also a lot of stuff that we can't. And I feel like because of that, we don't really talk about like our personal matters, because we're close, but we're not close at the same time. You feel me? Next question. What's your like sibling style?
Sibling style? What do you mean by that?
It's like, do you give them tough love? Do you care for them constantly? What do you?
I mean, because they're so much younger than me, I kind of do have to care for them a lot, and like I was saying earlier, like be a role model for them. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm kind of like a third parent to them, because I take care of them a lot. So I guess, yeah, like in a way they would see me, like they kind of look up to me, since I'm like older than them and I set the example, right? But then at the same time, like I am still their sister. I can't always just be nice to them and like care for them. So I feel like as they go older, especially the middle one right now, I don't know, I'm still like, I don't think I'm still tough on him sometimes, but he's still too little for me to be like tough on. But yeah, I guess I kind of have to balance between like really caring for him and also being like, you know, that sibling that like you mess around with, you know.
I think, raising me, if I was the older sibling, I would tease my little siblings so bad every day.
I think they're too young for me to tease them.
Nah. You know, I had like little cousins, like really little cousins, where you're like, it's like that age where like they get like really irritated and stuff. It's like if I call them like, oh, you're a bad kid, and they start crying, so I just keep doing it. Or sometimes I even pull their pants down. Like, you feel, it's so funny to watch them cry.
Oh my
It's so funny to watch them cry.
I feel like for me, like, I feel too bad because, like, I don't know. I guess I think about how they would interpret my words. So if I say, like, oh, you're a bad kid, like, to them, that's, like, really hurtful. So that's what, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be able to say that to them. Until they get older, you know? Because right now, like, the things they hear, they repeat. And, like, they hear something at school, they repeat it at home. Like, they hear something at home, they repeat it at school.
Yeah.
And it just sticks with them.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. That's tough. So it's like with like a certain age, you can act a certain way. Wait, I can't open my document right now. I'm struggling to open my document. How's Billy? How's Max?
They're good. They're at home right now.
It's a sad question. Wait, we won't do that question yet. Okay. As the older sibling, do you sometimes feel like there's like too much weight on your shoulders? Or like do you sometimes wish you had like an older sibling to look up to?
Ooh, what a question. Yeah. My answer is yes. Like I said earlier, I said sometimes I feel like a third parent in a way. Like, I'm not saying anything about my parents. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I care for them, like, a lot. And I feel like because I'm older than them and I have to set an expectation, I guess I put too much pressure on myself to, like, be a role model for them. And also, like, I watch them a lot when my parents go out. Like, I babysit them. And I guess, like, some of that pressure is put by just like the fact of me caring for them a lot, but then some of it is just like myself trying to be like a good older sister for them. And then what was the second question? Like,
sometimes wish you had like an older sibling.
An older sibling, yeah. I feel like, okay, so like last summer my older cousin came to visit, and it was really nice talking to him because we could relate on more, and like he had more experiences than me, so I could ask him questions and stuff, and it was kind of like nice talking to him and getting advice, you know, like not feeling like having someone more experienced but still in the same like age range that I could talk to, and that was really nice.
That's nice, right?
Yeah, so because other than that, like, he's the only, even out of my cousins, because as a kid I spent a lot of time with my cousins, I'm the second oldest too, so he's the only one that's older than me, so it was nice talking to him, because everyone else, like, every other time I talk to a cousin or a sibling, they're always younger than me, so I'm always have to be the older one.
For me, sometimes I wish I had a younger sibling, because throughout my whole life, I had like one older sibling, right? And it's always like, I'm getting taken care of. But like, I want to take care of someone too. And I want like a little me, you know? I like a little version of me that I can like boss around, teach my ways. You feel me? That's what I'm saying.
We're like opposites.
Yeah, we're lucky.
I feel like I'm always caring for other people, and I want someone to care for me. Like,
I'll care for you.
no, like, I'm not saying I'm not cared for. I mean, like, especially as my brothers have been getting, like, older, like, they're a handful. They're a lot to handle. And so a lot of the times, like, I get less and less, like, alone time with my parents, I guess, or, like, times when they just focus on me. And then, like, also just, I don't know, because everything's more focused around them now. So then even myself, like, my time is more focused on them too. So those are times that I wish I could have my time, you know? But then I guess it's opposite from you, because you want to, like, you don't want to be cared for all the time, I guess.
Yeah. Sad question. What will you miss most about your brothers or your younger siblings when you graduate? That's a tough question.
I don't know how to answer this because I'm just gonna miss them, you know? I'm gonna miss like their innocent, like genuine, yeah, innocence. They're like their genuine happiness when they see me. Like in the mornings, like I think a really a really special moment is in the mornings when my brother comes into my room and he wakes me up and he's just like, "Hi, sissy." And a lot of the times I feel like I take it for granted because I get kind of annoyed in the mornings. Wait, bro, I'm gonna tear up. I get kind of annoyed in the mornings because like I'm trying to sleep, right? But then I feel like I'm gonna miss that later, like miss those moments.
I gotta catch you in this moment. Ariana's tearing up talking about her brothers. When you graduate, when Billy gets older, I'm gonna tell Billy about this. He's actually crying right now. Oh, that's so cute, Ariana. That's so cute. The thing that I miss most about my brother is just that it's like I feel like I'm the only kid in the house now, you know, because like I don't know, but like I fight a lot with my mom, but then my brother, he's always like, he's like the judge, he's like the objective perspective. So when he's not here, I feel like, oh, there's like no one on my side. So that's why I always like text my brother about my fights with my mom and everything, and I feel so much better. So I just like miss his like presence, his knowledge. You feel me? I think your brothers will miss that about you too, Ariana.
Wait, let me think about this.
Let her think.
Like when I leave, if I didn't have my brothers, I guess like when I left it wouldn't be as hard because I'm leaving like my parents who are like, they already are independent in their own lives, right? So they can like have their time, but now we have my little brothers. And so when I leave, like I guess I'm stepping into a new chapter of life, but they're just continuing theirs and like still growing up. And like
they continue theirs without their own mom.
Bro, don't say that. like
Are you thinking about this?
yes, bro. And like it's hitting even harder now that like I'm gonna be graduating in like 2 years. Wait, sorry.
Oh, 2 years? So Ari has been thinking about this a lot. She's very sad. She's tearing up while walking on the treadmill. Okay. We'll change the subject. Do you think like how you're the older sibling and I'm the youngest sibling, like that relationship kind of reflects onto your friends? Your friendships? For sure, right? For sure, right?
Yeah, like I even tease my friends about this a lot. Like, can I say names?
Yeah. Okay.
So like with Che-Woo and Ellie, they're both youngest siblings, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, like I don't know, it's just certain things that we do. So I have like a habit of caring for people, and then
Of what?
I have a habit of like caring for people and like I don't know, caring, like
holding them in their
caring, like
caring.
and I don't know how to explain like their traits, but sometimes I can just tell like, oh, this is younger sibling. Yeah, younger sibling personalities, younger sibling traits, and I just like I make fun of them because I'm like, oh, you guys are such younger siblings, like, because I can just tell from the way they act, like. And I can also tell you're definitely a youngest sibling. And I can also tell from like other people too. I'm like, oh yeah, they're definitely older siblings. Like I relate, you know?
Anyways, like I think the older sibling type of vibe really reflects on you a lot, because you're like the mom of the group. You're like the I don't want to say this, mama bear. You're like the mama bear of the group. You're caring for everyone, and like, of course, because you're the older siblings, so it's like it gets reflected on you, right?
You're like the goofy kid of the group.
It's like, I feel like when I'm the younger sibling, it's like, I don't know how to say this. How would you describe me as the younger sibling?
Wait, I don't know either. I think you're very... Okay, this is like not in a bad way, okay? Like, don't take it badly. Like, you're dependent on others, but in a way that like you always want to do something with like another person, right? Yeah, and like you're really social, and like I'm gonna call out Chewu on this one again. She always wants to do something with someone. Like, she doesn't do stuff. I mean, she is independent and does stuff by herself. Like, I'm not saying she's not independent, but she like would prefer to do it with other people, you know?
I think it's just really fun to have someone to do it with, you know?
I mean, me too, but I'm just saying, like, it reflects on like being youngest siblings, because as a youngest sibling, you have an older sibling that like you do stuff with, that you grow up with, but then as an older sibling, like, you grew up not having someone until your younger sibling was born. And so like, and for me with my age gap, like, I was an only child for 10 years of my life.
Oh.
Until my brother was born.
Oh, yeah.
So then I had that independence before they were born.
Got that independence. Well, I mean, that's about it. You got anything else to say about your siblings? I love you, Billy.
I'm gonna be really sad in 2 years.
Aww, I'll be really sad too, because I'm graduating. Because I won't be with my little girl Ariana anymore. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that's about it for our podcast.